period, and during that intervening period of 7.5 months, the people of Waterford have been underrepresented in the Dáil. This is utterly unacceptable, and indeed the fact was endorsed by the ruling of the President of the High Court, Mr Justice Nicholas Kearns, yesterday. Waterford, as with all other constituencies, needs its full complement of TDs at all times, but there was never a time in the history of the state when this was more necessary. As of the 30th of September last, the live register for the Waterford constituency stood at 14,503. The live register in the Waterford City Exchange is 12,115, while it was 2,388 in the Dungarvan area. In the Waterford Exchange area, 1,430 males and 934 females under the age of 25 were on the live register. The comparative figure for Dungarvan was 312 males and 170 females. These figures do not include, of course, the growing number of people who are being forced to emigrate from the constituency. Against this background, the absolute need for the full complement of Dáil deputies is all too apparent. I call on the government to give the people of Waterford their basic right and to discard their narrow interests. They know that whether it's Waterford or Donegal or Dublin South, their time in office is going to be very harshly treated by the electorate. They're in the situation now where if the 4 by-elections were to take place, they would no longer have a working majority, because it's very, very sure, in my view, that they will lose them all. What are the reasons that Waterford needs its deputy, an extra deputy, apart altogether from the fact that it is the right of the people there? The South East region, as Martin Mansur would know, and Waterford in particular, have been well neglected by this government, and nowhere more so, I believe, than in the area of job creation. There's a crying need for the University of the South East to be put in place. This is the upgrading of Waterford Institute of Technology. The government continues to prevaricate on this fundamental issue, but it boils down to this, that unless the South East region, which is the only region in the country that does not have a university, hasn't a developed research and development capacity, 4th level education and all that goes with that, it will not be in a position to accept some of the high-tech industry, which is the major area of growth in jobs, which is unfolding now and in the period that's ahead. You know, the government's joined up thinking, and Minister Mansur would know about this too, in his capacity in the OPW. Waterford is in a chronic position at the moment regarding courtrooms. There are 2 courtrooms in the city, and it's absolutely crippling the administration of justice. Now, in order that there's an extension put in place on the courthouse, and I know plans have been developed in the Minister's Department for this, it cannot go ahead unless the existing fire station is demolished and a new fire station is built or constructed on a new site. That particular project doesn't appear to be going anywhere. And indeed, in terms of the fire station project, doesn't seem to be going ahead, and I don't believe that the money is there for the courtroom situation. But this requires joined-up thinking, looking at what's needed and going ahead from there. The other issue that I'd like to draw the attention of the House to in regard to the Waterford constituency is the reconfiguration of the South Eastern Hospital services. This has huge implications for services throughout the South East, for the future of the regional hospital and the range of regionalised services that will be available there. Again, there is an urgent need for capital. Phase 1 of the development control plan at the hospital costs some 60 million to provide for critical care, cancer care, hospice, and to provide an additional 100 beds. All these projects are going nowhere under this government, and another voice in the constituency certainly would help deal with this particular agenda. The 4 by-elections should take place, and I endorse what my colleague Kieran Lynch has said. Legislation should be brought in so that by-elections take place within 3